Okay, here's a question where they say this thing is, I don't know if it's a shot or what it is, but they have a graph that looks something like that. So something gets shot out, and what the question is, what is the time when this projectile hits the ground? So when it hits the ground, the value of x, in this case I guess t, is what we're looking for. But when it hits the ground, this point right there, the value of y, or h of t, they're the same, will be 0. And so what we're looking for is the time when this is equal to 0. So 0 is equal to negative 16t squared plus 96t plus 880. So we want to find the value of t that'll make this statement true. Okay, a couple things you could try is, I don't know if you can go 880. Let me try that calculator. 880 divides 16. Oh, it comes out even. That's good. So what I was going to do was going to factor out something. So I'm going to factor out a negative 16. And so if I divide it out of here, I'll get t squared. Divide it out of that, it'll be negative 6t. And then out of there, it comes 55 times. I don't know if that's going to help me at all. Oh, maybe it will. Oh, maybe not. Oh, I made a mistake there. This plus, phew. This plus, oh, whoops, that one is a plus. This one's a plus. But when I factor a negative out, that changes to a negative. There, now it'll work. Good. So I'm looking for two numbers, since there's nothing in front of there. Two numbers that multiply to 55, add to 6, or have a difference of 6. So 55 is 5 times 11, and 5 minus 11 is the negative 6. So those are the two numbers I need. I need a negative 6, and so the larger number is going to be negative. Okay, so equals negative 16, t, and it'll be a plus 5 and a minus 11. Good, equals 0. So I have three things that multiply together giving me 0. One of them's got to be 0. So either negative 16 is 0. Whoops. I put a not equal because I know that that's not true. So that's not my answer. Or t plus 5 is equal to 0. If I subtract 5 from both sides, I get negative 5. A negative 5 time would be probably the one that was over here. But they want to know the time on the other side, so that one's not going to work. Or this one here, t minus 11 equals 0. Take the 11 to the other side, 11. So that point right there is at 11 seconds. Okay, hopefully that helps. Now, with this question, you could have also taken that and put it into the, I don't know if we've shown you that yet. We can use a quadratic formula to help us solve that too, if we don't know how to factor it. But we can take a common factor out. Once that's out, then hopefully you can factor what's left. Here's another question. I've got a ladder leaning up against a wall. They say it's 9 feet, this ladder. So here's the ladder going up the wall. And then they say the height and the ladder are consecutive integers. So if one of them is, say, I don't know, 13, the other one's got to be 14. But if I don't know what this one is, maybe I can call it x. If that one's x, then the next one has to be one more than that, or x plus 1. Okay, so the ladder's probably the longest side, so that'll be an x plus 1, and this side will be x. Okay, now this is a right triangle, so Pythagoras applies to that. So Pythagoras says that one side squared plus another side squared is equal to the hypotenuse side squared. So that's my hypotenuse, so that's going to be an x plus 1 squared is equal to, this side is 9, we'll call that one 9 squared, plus x squared. Hopefully this is going to work out. Okay, now let's FOIL this out. So that's x plus 1 times x plus 1. That'll be x squared plus another x plus 1, or x squared plus 2x plus 1. And that's equal to 9 plus x squared. Okay, now let's bring everything over to the right side. So I'll have 0 here. I'll have this x squared. When I bring this one over, it becomes a minus x squared. Then I have the 2x, and then I have the 1. And then when I bring the 9 over, it becomes a minus 9. So the x squareds cancel, and I'm left with 2x minus 8. Since it's just a linear equation now, I'm going to move the 8 to the other side, make it positive, and then divide both sides by 2. So that seems a little funny, but well, we'll see if it works. So x is equal to 4. So that means the height up the building will be 4. How could that be? And this side would be 5. Those numbers can't work. I did the math right, I think. Maybe. What did I do? Oh, I know what I did wrong. Whoops. I have a 9 squared here. I just wrote it down as a 9. So that's 9 squared, which is 81, right? So this is 81. So this is 81. Phew. Oh, no. 1 minus 81 would be a negative 80. Okay, and then I move the 80 over to the other side, divide both sides by 2, I get 40. 40 sounds a little better. So x is 40, and that means this one is 1 more than that, and so it would be 41. Phew, that sounds better. Hopefully that helps. This is sort of, I guess, a concept you need to know going in, that's the relationship between the sides of a right triangle. Okay, hopefully that helps.